Hello guys, thank you for watching and welcome to my current household update video. I don't know whether you guys will remember my last current household video. It was called something like a wedding day with my current household, and I took you through not a typical day, a special day with my current household. It was a wedding between two of the main characters in my current household at the time, and it was a really nice video. I enjoyed filming it and I think you guys enjoyed watching it, and I have been sort of playing with that family for quite a while now, and a lot has changed, so I thought I would update you guys. As you can see from the word go, the house has changed. Yes, they have moved. They have moved into a terrace house. I have been loving the terrace houses, and guys, honestly, if you're getting a little bit fed up with the game, you want to add a bit of spice and you're really into storytelling through your Sims, I recommend playing in terrace houses because they are so much fun. I have a whole bunch saved on my gallery, which I'll write in the description box how you can find me on the gallery. I have a whole bunch of terrace houses, but it's basically where we have 3 houses in one and you can control 3 different families at the same time. It's a really good way of playing, and I think it's really cool. So yes, they've moved into a terrace house. My current household that I was playing last time I made a video live in this end terraced here. I'm going to start with talking about Teddy. Where are you, Teddy? There you are, you're playing on this computer here. So if you guys remember, it's quite good that Marcy's here too. If you guys remember, if not, I will link my last current household video in the description box so you guys can check that out, so I don't have to go into too much detail right now. But basically in the last video we experienced a wedding, and the wedding was between this gentleman here, Teddy, and his now wife, Marcy, and it was their wedding day. So they are still here, they're still kicking. There's still 2 characters in my current household, and if you guys remember at the time, Teddy had a daughter with another woman, and this is that very same daughter. She's feeling tense, bless her. Her name is Jael. She is so beautiful. She is like Barbie, and she is now a teenager, and they had a second daughter, I think was a baby at the time, Tanya, who is here. Tanya, who is also a teenager. Now, I have to say, guys, I have not been playing with Teddy and Marcy very much at all. They have sort of taken a back seat in this current household, and I have been playing with the kids because suddenly all of the households I've been playing with have had children, and all those children became teenagers at the same time. So I thought it was a perfect opportunity to merge them all together and create some teenage drama, a bit like Mean Girls, because who doesn't love Mean Girls, right? So yes, Jael, who is this blonde bombshell here, and her half sister Tanya are quite big characters in this this current household. So that's how the old or the previous current household links in to this current household here. I'll just take you through the houses really quickly before I get into some of the juicy gossip that I need to tell you guys, because oh my god, it has been kicking off. This end terrace here is the home of Teddy and Marcy and their 2 beautiful daughters. They have a really open plan seating area here, a really fun bright kitchen. What is going on here, guys? Seriously, you need to clean up because this is messy. Clean up. Anyway, so they have this wonderful open plan living area downstairs here, really edgy and funky. Really cool. And then we head on upstairs and we have here the master bedroom. So this is where Marcy and Teddy sleep. It's really classy, clean cut. Marcy really wanted to move out of their previous house because she wanted a fresh start. Their daughter Tanya was a child at the time, and there was quite a lot of drama that went down about Teddy and Jael's mum, and Marcy just wanted a clean, fresh start. That's why they moved, and the house and the style of the house is quite a bit different. Because you would never have seen a master bedroom quite this clean cut in the previous home, but I really like it, and more importantly, Marcy really likes it. And then moving on the first floor, this bedroom here is the bedroom of Tanya. Tanya is Teddy and Marcy's daughter. And Tanya really, really loves gardening. She, let me see, where is she? Her traits, she's a collector, jealous, and loves the outdoors. She's really, really into gardening, which I think is reflected in her room. She's got wooden floors, wood on the walls, lots and lots of plants and candles, and there's a picture here of Raven, who Tanya used to be very close with, not so much anymore, but they used to be very, very close back in the day. There's another picture of Raven here on her own, a picture of Tanya at prom, and another picture of Tanya and Raven over here. Now this is before, oh my god, camera controls. This is before Tanya got her lips done. I don't know whether you can tell in this picture or not, but her lips used to be a lot different. She had her lips done, and I'll get into that a little bit later, but I'm not going to mention too much about that now. So that is Tanya's bedroom. They have a small bathroom here, just a bathroom, very clean cut and elegant. Moving on upstairs, this room here is empty, and over here is Jael's bedroom, and she is a Barbie if you ever did see one. What is she like, bless her? She is squeamish, snob, and gregarious. She has a collector trait as well, but I think that's a glitch. I don't think the collector trait should be there. I think she's only supposed to have 3, and they would be gregarious, snob, and squeamish. She's quite high maintenance as a sim. She is like, she reminds me of a mixture of Barbie and Regina George from Mean Girls. She is the queen bee in high school. She is the popular girl, and she has a very pink bedroom to go with her. She has all her makeup over here. She has a picture of her and her sister Tanya, or half sister Tanya. They are, so you get a glimpse of the drama here. Erica, I think, is her mother. No, her aunt. May is her mother, yeah. Right, and May and Erica are sisters, right? Okay, I got it. And this is Tanya. They're friends. I think they used to be better friends than that. But anyway, so she has a picture of her and she has a picture of her and her sister at prom here. And we have a few more pictures on the wall. Oh my god, camera controls. We have a few more pictures on the walls of just like really, really, as what I would imagine Regina George type character to have in her room. And this over here is a picture of, excuse me, I was looking at that. This is a picture of Jael and her boyfriend Darren, as in Darren Dreamer. Darren Dreamer, if you guys remember, is from The Sims 2. I created him in The Sims 4. They are lovers, neighbours, sweethearts, and boyfriend and girlfriend. Very, very cool. And Darren is your typical popular guy at school. They would be, I would imagine, prom queen, prom king. All the other kids would look up to them. They are that couple. If you know what I mean. So that is the end terrace, and that is what has become of my current household. If you guys remember, in the last video we were living with Teddy's sister, but oh, looks like Darren's actually come round. But anyway, we were living with Darren's sister, and she had a whole mess of relationships going on. But she's moved out. She's still living with her husband and their 3 children. But I haven't touched base with them in a long time. So anyway, moving on to next door. Now this is a little bit of a weird situation, and I'll explain really quickly why. You can of course only have 8 Sims in a household. So next door is supposed to be a mother and father and their 2 children, but the mother and father don't actually live here because I couldn't fit them in the house, so we just pretend that their mum and dad live here, but we just never see them. They're very typical. The mum and dad of these 2 teenagers, they're very, very easygoing. They just go to work, come home, clean the house, and they're pretty nondescript, so I just sort of pretend that they're here, but we don't play with them, if that makes sense, hopefully. This is Blake. Blake is getting a phone call from the principal. And what does the principal have to say about Blakey? Oh, little Blake is missing school. If he misses too many days, his grades will suffer. Blake is a quite interesting character, but before I get into that too much, I'll just show you the house. My aim with this house here was to create a quite edgy but still traditional family home. So you've got the living space here. I love these radiators, they're custom content, but I just think radiators add a bit of realism. I just like them. Then we have this large dining area. We've got some pictures that I imagine Blake and his sister did when they were children. A small galley kitchen, pretty basic stuff. Moving on upstairs, we have Chanel's bedroom here. You know, they've not long lived in this house, they don't have too many knickknacks and such, but yeah, we have a bathroom, Chanel's bedroom, the bedroom with the mother and father, and then Blake's bedroom at the end here. It's a weird shape, but I've made it work, I think. We do have an upstairs, but it's empty. I just pretend that's not there. Maybe will it be able to expand up into this space at some point, but as of right now, I didn't need it, so I just left it as it was. So that's a really quick overview of the house here, but I'll take you through the Sims. We have Blakey Poo over here. And as you can see, Blake is covered in tattoos. He is active, geek, and has high metabolism. Now, the reason why Blake is quite an interesting character is because he is a geek and he does have a really high video gaming skill. He spends pretty much, I'll show you guys, he spends pretty much all his time in this little nook of his room here where he does live streams and enters gaming competitions. He's up all night and that's why his grades are suffering a little bit, because he spends all his time up into the early hours just... Who's calling me now? Oh, not right now. Maybe we'll invite you over because I feel bad, but I don't want to go into a loading screen. Where is Taz? You'll invite Taz over then. You can spend a bit of time with him. But anyway, and that is why Blake's grades suffer, because he... You know, look, he's coming up here now to play a game, I imagine. Oh, to troll the forms, of course. But he spends pretty much all his time at this computer, glued to the screen. So he is a bit of a geek, but he is still a really cool kid. And a lot of the other kids in school do look up to him, and he is quite popular. But not in the same friendship group as Jael and her boyfriend Darren. He's more in the cool rebellious group rather than the cool popular group, if that makes sense, because they are teenagers. They are very close to aging up, but they are still teenagers. So that is Blake. We have Blake's sister, Chanel. Now, I wasn't really initially going to play with Chanel. I was playing with Blake, but then Blake's mother and father, they do exist in the game. They just don't really... I just don't play with them in his house. If we load the family tree, any minute now, as you can see, we have Felix and Riley, and they have another child, Devon, which I guess we pretend lives here, but we don't play with. But anyway, I wasn't initially going to play with Chanel. It was more for Blake that I was interested in the family. But then when Chanel aged up, she is so beautiful. I mean, look at this girl. She is absolutely gorgeous. So I just had to give her a role in this story. So here she is. Chanel Wilkinson. She loves the outdoors, she's a bro, and she's a collector, and she is really into wellness, herbalism, gardening, fishing, all that kind of stuff. Really into it. And that's pretty much all I have to say about these two here. Moving on to next door, we have this strapping gentleman here by the... Oh, just on the toilet. Okay. His name is Michael Hyde. Let's give him a little bit of privacy. And this is Michael's bachelor pad. He has a really pop arty type home, really edgy, really quite different from either of the other homes. Perfect home for entertaining, really clean cut, edgy type home. He has a home gym and a bedroom here. So Michael is a businessman. He is level 8 of his career, and he has done everything he needs to do in order to get a promotion to level 9. So he has tons and tons of money. He's extremely wealthy. He does really well for himself. and it's quite an interesting story that I need to tell you guys. So that is the Sims in this set of the terrace houses. The other half of my current household live over here. There's no windows there. What's happened to there? But anyway, the other half live in this house, and that will be in part 2 of my current household. But over here, the story is quite interesting. Jael obviously has her boyfriend Darren, and her and Darren have this sort of perfect, like I said before, what's the problem? Just go in there and do your homework. I don't understand what the issue is. Okay. So Jael and Darren have this really, really, perfect relationship. Everyone wants to be them. Everyone looks up to them, and so on and so forth. And Jael looks like a perfect pin-up Barbie popular girl. But what's really, really interesting, if we have a look into her relationships over here, she does have a bit of a romantic interest in Blake, who lives next door. Now, Blake and Jael actually became romantic interests at a teenage party that happened over Halloween. Darren didn't attend because Darren, like Jael, they both do really well at school because, they're perfect. So Darren said, listen, I need to come and study. I'm not going to be able to come to the party. And Jael was a little bit annoyed, quite a little bit pissed off that Darren didn't come to the party. So she went and she got so drunk, or juiced rather. She got very, very juiced, and she ended up having a bit of a thing with Blake, and Blake was obviously made up. I mean, a teenage boy getting to, get a bit flirty with the popular girl in school. Of course he's going to be down with that. So they ended up having a bit of a fumble at the party, and pretty much straight afterwards, Jael said to Blake, the next day, a little bit hungover, she nipped next door, she knocked on the door, and she said to Blake, listen, we have to forget what happened last night. I know it meant nothing to you, it meant nothing to me. It was just one giant great big mistake. Promise you won't tell anyone about it. Just let's leave it in the past. And I think Blake was a little bit disheartened by it. I think he was hoping that something was going to become of that. A little bit of a mess around that they had. But he of course said, oh, of course I won't tell anyone, it's fine, not a problem. But, and it's a big but, and you'll have to stay tuned for part number 2 if you want to find out what the big but is. But somebody might have seen, and somebody might have photographic evidence of the two of them having a bit of a kiss and a cuddle. So stay tuned for part 2 if you want to find out who that is, and if that person intends to give those photographs to Darren, who is Jael's boyfriend, and maybe that person has a reason or an incentive as to why they would do that, then it would blow Jael's relationship and perfect queen bee world that she's created out of the water. So that's something to bear in mind. So that's the story with Jael and Blake, and that's why they have a romantic interest. As you can see there, they do have, and they're just friends, but they, do have a little bit of a romantic interest there. So now we're moving on to Tanya, who is Jael's younger sister. Now, Tanya, she is really, really, like I said before, into wellness, into gardening and all that kind of stuff. But everyone thinks that Tanya is a little bit reserved, a little bit shy and quiet, and to be honest, that isn't the case. She is not particularly shy and reserved. She is just very mature for her age. And she has actually developed a friendship with Michael, who lives at the end terrace. Michael is a little bit older, you can see by, he's a very handsome, successful businessman, but as you can see by the greying in his hair, he's a little bit older, and Tanya had a little bit of a crush on him ever since they moved into the home, because he was successful and wealthy and powerful, held a powerful position. And Tanya did have a crush on him, and he sort of ignored Tanya pretty much all the time. He thought, you know, you're just a kid. You're just a kid. But as happens to all of us, out of nowhere, Tanya grew up into a beautiful young woman, and she started to come on to Michael a little bit stronger than she had in the past. And Michael, he's a red-blooded man. He's not going to be able to, you know, to resist this beautiful young woman. Like I said, they are nearly young adults. I would say they're about 18 at this stage here. So he couldn't resist Tanya. He thought she was beautiful, and they began a secret relationship. Now, nobody knows, okay? Nobody knows that Tanya and Michael are in a secret relationship. It is very secret, but she really does like Michael a lot. And by the way, just so you guys know, I did have to install a mod to enable them to have a relationship. They can't woohoo or try for a baby, but they can do all the romantic interactions that teens can do. What's going on here? So they're just chatting. You know, they can't, oh, a little bit of a stroke of the cheek, but they better pack it in before someone comes outside. She wants to get to know Michael. So yeah, Tanya and Michael are actually in a relationship. Not boyfriend and girlfriend, because Michael would never want to commit, although Tanya would really love it if he would commit to her. But I don't think that's going to happen, to be honest, because Michael sort of keeps her as his secret booty call, if you like. But Tanya was very self-conscious about her appearance for a long time, and she hated her lips. She had very small lips, so Michael actually paid for Tanya to have lip injections done, and that's why her lips are so much bigger. Well, you guys didn't see her, you only saw her as a baby in the last current household video, so you won't actually have a comparison to make. But yeah, basically she had very small lips. Then Michael paid for her to have, you know, what's the thing? Paid for her to have her lip injections done. Now, if we head over to Michael's house and we head on upstairs and put the walls up, we've got some pictures here of Tanya. Tanya and Michael actually went on holiday together, and that's where Tanya got her lip injections done, while they were on holiday, so her parents wouldn't find out, and her parents haven't actually said anything. Maybe Teddy and Marcy do know, but to be honest, I think Teddy and Marcy, they turn a blind eye to the goings on of their children, because I don't think they can face dealing with it. They've got 2 teenage girls, and they're on the brink of adulthood, and you trying to tell your teenage daughter what she can and cannot do, I just think it's probably, they're thinking, do you know what, let him bloody get on with it. So these, and as you guys can see, Michael has pictures of Tanya where you can't see her face, because he wouldn't want anyone to know that he has these photographs of Tanya on his walls. He's got a few more over here. So yeah, she's a really beautiful girl. This is why she had short curly hair. She's grown a bit now since then. But like I said previously, they are, like, in my head, they are 18, 19, they're at their last year of high school, so they're about to be young adults. It's not like she's 12 and Michael's 40, you know, they are adults. I wouldn't want you guys to think that anything strange is going on or anything like that. They are, you know, they are teenagers, but they are older, if that makes sense. So that is it for part 1 of my current household, but please stay tuned for part 2, where we will be nipping over to this row of terrace houses opposite, and there is more drama to unfold. I'll let you guys know who has the pictures of Jael and Blake, and if she might reveal those, and what might, you know, what might make her want to, but then also what might make her want to keep them hidden. So yeah, there's plenty more drama heading on in this current household, so please stay tuned for part 2. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and subscribe to my channel, give this video a big fat thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and thank you for watching. I think I've already said that, but anyway, bye guys.